Hey guys, it's Andrew here with Zocomo TV. I'm just giving you a quick update. Aquascape is treating the retail and maintenance team to a quick trip to North Carolina for a trip to Doc Johnson to learn about koi health. So I'm actually pretty excited to learn how to treat koi, various koi diseases. So we'll see how it goes, and look forward to taking you on that trip. All right, have a good one. Hey guys, we arrived at the hotel last night, and some festivities happened, and this morning we had breakfast. I actually got to meet Doc Johnson, so that was pretty cool. And today we're going to have registration and learn about fish health starting at 12. So I'll just give you a quick tour of the hotel before we start. Check out these ferns on this escalator. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Not really. It's not. Got some pothos down there, it looks like. Some ferns. This is actually really cool. You can see with the light shining with the skylight, get some ferns growing inside. See, a lot of people don't think you can grow plants indoors. Well, here you have it. Plants indoors. Really cool setup. And no, they're not fake. I actually like what they've done with these pots on the outskirts. So now we're going to transition to the wet lab itself and learning from Doc Johnson. He gave a presentation on how to do a wet lab, and he had this pretty cool detailed booklet that we can use for future reference. So the wet lab itself was actually learning how to do biopsies on fish and how to identify different parasites that you can have in your koi. So on this slide, he's showing the three main parts to do a body scrape. One's along the side, one's kind of on the belly, near the pelvic fins, and then another one's on the tail. I can't emphasize enough how much value I found from this presentation with Doc Johnson. He had really clever ways to remember the different types of parasites. I think my favorite was that flukes are called stretchy worms, for instance, but he had all these different videos on how to recognize a parasite under the microscope, and that was very valuable for someone like me who's always worried about being able to figure out what's wrong with the fish's environment to make them not look good. So in this photo you can see the equipment we were working with, just a simple monocular microscope, nothing too fancy. I think the one we were using was ranged at about $100. Doc said there's no point wasting money, just a simple microscope will do. The fish we got to test were a couple koi and the feeder goldfish. I can tell you right now the feeder goldfish were infested. It was horrible. Next, I was looking through the microscope for one of the scrapes that Chris Klein did on the goldfish, and we found flukes, we found ick, and we actually found costia. It was really hard to see. You have to look really closely on a high magnification, but costia is there, and you can see it in this video that Chris took. So props to Chris. Thanks for taking that. Chris is the owner of Carolina Aquatics. They're a wholesaler based out of the region. If he'll let you do tours, that'd be cool, but I don't know if he would. But here's a link to his channel if you can't visit. And in this video, you can see to the left, there's a little thing of ick kind of just floating around. And then if you look really closely, you can actually see costia. On this next clip, you can actually see Dr. Johnson actually walked me through doing a necropsy on a koi, which is really cool for me because I've seen one done on a horse before, but not a koi. So he walked me through how to, you know, necropsy a koi, and he actually helps his clients and customers. If they can do this procedure themselves, they can send pictures to him, and he will help them determine what caused the death of the koi so they can save the lives of their other koi. And here's a picture of Doc Johnson showing us his to-go bag, basically, that he goes to visit clients' ponds with. I was going to talk about his presentation on water quality parameters, but he actually posted it to YouTube, so here's the link to that video so you can watch what I got to experience in person. It was a pretty cool experience. Alright guys, so that's the end of day one. So that was pretty interesting stuff. Got to do a necropsy on a fish and learned a lot about different parasites and bacteria from Doc Johnson himself. Learned about Blue Ridge Koi and the history of that. That was pretty cool. Got a history major. And tomorrow we've got various different things. We're going to go to Blue Ridge's packing facility. We're going to have lunch at a botanic garden. We're going to learn about how Blue Ridge raises koi, and that'll be very exciting. And then after that, it's going to be dinner and games again, and it's going to be a long day, but it'll be fun. So here it is.